one of the most noticeable things about her that it could potentially have to do with the amount of piercings she has. And
No way! Hi, I'm Mari. Hope you're having a good day, and I hope this video makes today just a little bit better. All right, so today we're going to be reacting to explaining the nose ring theory by the Dad for Kid. Now, I've never heard of the nose ring theory before, so the fact that there's like a thing about like people who are nose rings, I'm very curious. I don't have any piercings actually, so I'm curious what this is about.
hey again, guys, I've got a fun one for you today that
Yeah.
I think you're gonna find interesting. Nose ring theory.
Ta-da!
And I just know that when I say that, half of you are gonna be confused, and the
Me.
other half of you somehow know exactly what I'm talking about, even if you've never heard of it before.
People
I
watching
will
this.
explain everything I've learned about this theory, show you some examples, and then give you my 2 cents on this whole thing.
Okay.
So to take you on the journey that I went down to get here, I'll show you the video that I first saw that introduced me to this whole thing.
So I'm 24
Oh.
years old, and I've been trying my hand at dating men specifically for probably about
I don't know why, but this girl looks familiar to me. Can't quite place it, but I feel like I've seen her somewhere before.
5-6 years now, in a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up recently, and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men, seriously.
A lot of
Keep running into
piercings.
the same issues every single time I date a man, and I've been trying to like really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know each other. They're not friends. They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do.
Actually, that's something I want to ask about. The whole like type thing, right? Is that real? I feel like I feel like most people when they have a dating thing, maybe it's like, oh, I only date like blondes or something, or I only like short women, or if you're like a girl and you're dating a guy and he has to be like 6'2" or something. I don't know, some crazy thing like that. Like how do you guys feel about the whole like, oh, I have a type and I only will date people like this regardless of their personality? I often wonder what the success rate of relationships are when you only focus on superficial things like that.
Not have a type. The only thing that these men have in common is that they are men. I really have been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out what like the root of all these issues is. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reason that any of these relationships ended. One of the main issues that I've come
Oh, I love how Dad for Kid doesn't say anything. She's been quiet this whole time, but after that, like the look on her face, you can just tell she's like,
to recognize is that I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone, like love their partner and care for their partner.
Her reaction.
Obviously, I'm not saying this is all men, but I think it's just not normalized for them to like, I don't know, just like, I guess I don't know how to phrase it. What I'm saying, for example, is that every single one of these men individually has looked me in my eyes and told me that I am the love of their life, I'm the most important person in their life, that they would take a bullet for me, and every single one of them has treated me horribly, okay? I don't know about you, but when I...
What does this have to do with the nose ring exactly? It just sounds like you pick bad men. Bad men who just lie, which I understand. Sometimes some people are really good at lying. Like, really good at lying.
Tell somebody they're the love of my life and that they're the person I care about the most, I show it. I'm treating them accordingly. Part of it that really trips me up.
Well, what's accordingly, though? That's my question. I wonder if Davkid's gonna mention that, but like, what is treating them accordingly mean?
Is that they believe it. They actually believe in their heart that I'm the love of their life and I'm the person they care about the most.
But then they treat you
I started
bad?
calling it out. I would be like, you do not love me and you do not care about me. Like point blank period. Otherwise you wouldn't be treating me badly. And they will argue and they get genuinely like offended. They get...
Wait, so hold on. She's saying that they say that they love her, but then she's like, no, you don't. You don't love me. You treat me bad. And then they get upset being like, how do I treat you bad? Are you explaining what it is that's treating you so badly? Are you having those talks about the boundaries and like what things to do to make you happy? Are you having those conversations?
Offended. I honestly pity them because I don't think they're socialized to know what that means. And like, I don't know how to get it across in a meaningful way to them.
You socialize with them. You tell them, hey, do this and this will make me happy. You know what makes me happy, you guys? This. I like head pads. This, when I've been having a bad day today. I'm gonna be so for real. I've been having a really bad day today. My computer keeps crashing to the point where I gotta contact Origin and figure out what is happening. Like, it's getting so bad that I'm recording this really late today and I've been very sad. You know what makes me happy? Head pats. A simple head pat. So if you want to comment down below a little head pat emoji or something, that actually makes me happy. See, that's communication. That's how you tell someone how to make you happy. It's really not that hard, lady.
Like they just don't listen. And I'll be like, okay, you wouldn't have done this bad thing to me if you actually loved me in the way that you say you do. Like, that is not what love is. That's not what love is. When you love someone, you don't do things to intentionally or even unintentionally hurt them. Why is that considered love to you? I'm just like, I don't know where it's coming from. I honestly pity them because that has to be awful, but like, okay. I can't handle it anymore, dude.
So in this video, this girl is describing her troubles with finding a good man. She insists that she doesn't have a type, that none of these men really have anything in common, but for some reason, in the end, they always end up treating her horribly. And this led many in the comments to speculate that it must be something about her that is the common denominator.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, since it's such a short TikTok video and we don't really get much insight onto greater parts of her personality, and she's not very open about what her most major flaws are.
Well, it's not even just that, right? She doesn't tell you what she likes. Like, what is it that she likes about these men in the first place? And then also, what things make her happy? Like, what did these men specifically do that treats her so horribly? She doesn't give an example of that. She just says that they treat her bad. You know what I mean?
To figure out why she's attracting such mean men or why her relationships are always driven to turmoil.
Sounds like lack of
communication. People began to theorize, because it's one of the most noticeable things about her, that it could potentially have to do with the amount of piercings she has. And
no way! The piercing theory is so true. Don't care, nose ring. That's really funny.
In fact, these two comments right next to each other say, the piercing theory is so true, with over 700 likes. And again, don't know, don't care, nose ring theory.
This is like a real thing.
1,200 likes. So you might be wondering, like I did, what about having a bunch of metal in your face would cause someone to treat you poorly? I mean, sure, the style isn't everyone's type, but these men were clearly attracted enough to her to date her. So then what is it that's causing the relationships to not go well?
All right, guys. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm getting the piercing right now. Okay, you guys ready for this? All right. Yeah, there you go. Wait, there's my, hold on. Yep, there we go. There's my nose ring. What do you think? Don't make fun of it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So I decided to look into what these men were referencing when they talked about the piercing theory or the nose ring theory. And this was the top video I found.
Have y'all ever heard of the septum piercing theory? If you have a septum piercing, you may not want to look it up, but I'm always the last person to hear about shit. So this is common knowledge. It's dead ass. It's actually dead ass. Because it says that every person that has a septum piercing makes their trauma their entire personality.
Oh.
And she agrees?
Oh.
It's dead ass.
Like I said, dead ass.
That's crazy.
Damn, straight from the horse's mouth. Or maybe I should say straight from the bull's mouth. You know, because you get it. And if even the person with the nose ring is saying it's true, I mean, there's gotta be something there. And this is just even more hilarious when we take that theory and then reference back to the first video where the girl was making her relationship trauma her entire personality. Okay, that might have been a little reductive. After all, it was just one video. Surely her entire profile isn't like that.
Yo, you guys never told me how cool it is to have a dad. Like, this
profile. Wait, is that really her whole content? Hashtag daddy's girls wild.
Secret that's been kept from me. Okay, I grew up with 3 moms. My mommy issues are off the charts.
Okay, sure. I mean, so maybe she doesn't have a dad and has a ton of self-proclaimed mommy issues, but that doesn't mean trauma's her entire personality.
I have psoriasis. Not like a little psoriasis, like all over my entire body. When I tell you, my whole body
looks
really
like
this.
see it.
Okay, so she has a bit of medical trauma too, but I mean, There's more to her.
Nothing normal can ever happen to me. I think I attract chaos.
Okay, so attracting chaos, it might be a little red flag, but I mean, there's gotta be something normal here.
Not to be a man-hater or anything. Actually, no, fully to be a man-hater. Fully to be a man-hater.
Oh, okay, I guess she also just doesn't like men. I mean, you could have brought that up when you were theorizing on why your relationships with men might be going poorly. I'm starting to connect the dots. Now, when I first started looking into nose ring theory, I didn't think that I would take it seriously at all. I thought it would just be a good laugh. But the more I looked into it, the more I think that it might actually hold some weight, because I did find quite a number of studies that have strong correlations between individuals with a lot of piercings and tattoos and how they are perceived and who they attract.
Really?
This study seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos scored significantly higher than those without for sensation-seeking and risk-taking behaviors.
Sensation-seeking and risk-taking. I mean, it makes sense in a way because it's like pain, right? You like pain because like getting piercing. I don't have any piercings. I've talked about this in a couple different videos. I've tried to get my ears pierced, and they've always closed every single time. And even though like I would take care of them, they would just always close. I just gave up on piercings. It's not worth it. It's a waste of money. And then for tattoos, it hurts, you know? So maybe that's what it is. They do say, wasn't there like this one FPS character, what is it, from Valorant? Or is it Apex? I don't remember, but one of the characters is like, I need to feel pain in order to feel alive. You know what character I'm talking about? Like, I'm sure someone in the comments knows what I'm talking about, but maybe that's like their whole thing. They gotta feel pain to feel alive.
This other study that I found seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos, specifically women, scored significantly higher for extroversion and assertiveness, meaning they are more aggressive socially. This study that I found in Psychology Today examines how...
I mean, hey, look, I just tell people I'm from Massachusetts and they just kind of understand.
People with tattoos and piercings are perceived, and the most popular finding was that they are perceived to be more sexually promiscuous, and that they tend to attract people who are looking for more casual relationships than serious ones.
Really?
And many other studies seem to point to people with piercings and tattoos having higher correlations with impulsivity and more experience with trauma and adversity. This study from BMC Psychology seemed to find a strong correlation between body modifications and people who experienced childhood abuse and neglect.
I mean, hey, you know, I'm just gonna say right now, I don't have any of those, and yet I still have tons of trauma. But then again, I'm an anime woman, so I think that's pretty clear on that.
And this one really stood out to me. This one found a notable prevalence of individuals with a high number of body modifications and borderline personality disorder.
Wow!
Now, this is not to say that individuals with piercings and tattoos are all degenerate problem children undeserving of love. I myself have a belly button piercing and an entire side piece.
Oh, hair say, how dare you? You can't have that. I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. How dare you have something? Imagine.
And I find myself to be pretty well adjusted and have had a lot of success in my relationships. But it does beg the question, could there be any legitimacy to the nose ring theory, or is it mostly just something that jerks shout at people they disagree with online when they happen to have a nose ring?
It's definitely that.
My ultimate conclusion? Probably both. Obviously, even with all of these studies and research papers, you're never going to be able to make a correct, sweeping blanket generalization about every one kind of person who looks a certain way. In the case of the first video we watched, where the girl is describing her issues with relationships with men, we know that people did at least initially find her very attractive, as she even cites at the end of the video that I cut off that both men and women have described completely falling in love with her. And when I first listened to her story, I wasn't even making any judgments about her physical appearance. I was truly waiting for the other shoe to drop of when she was going to describe some consistent patterns of behavior.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe she was going to give an example of like why these people are treating her so badly and like what she wants that would make her happy. That's what I was waiting on too.
Might lead to all of this correlation. In her case, I definitely think that being a vocal man-hater was probably the linchpin in the disruption in her relationships with men, but certainly not all women with piercings and tattoos feel that way.
Well, I do wonder, so I have a question for like, I guess the men who are watching. Have you ever dated someone who has actively just shat on your gender and is just talking about how much, oh, like men suck. And if you have dated somebody like that, or maybe you didn't date someone like that, maybe you have a friend who's like that, how does it make you, a man, feel? Like, does it make you feel bad? Because I feel like if someone was like, if I was like dating a guy and they're like, oh, women can't do anything right, I'd feel pretty bad about myself. Like, it's not hard to make me already feel bad about myself. Like, I do it to myself every day, but like, still, if I had to listen to someone who like said that every day, I'd be like, damn, all right, bro, you need to chill.
In fact, here are some examples of super pierced and tattooed girls in very happy relationships with men.
Oh, hell yeah. We love that, though. Her makeup is awesome, though, too. That's so cute. Oh, and cat's cute, too.
What is this?
Dude, my boyfriend's island. That's cute.
Also, it's so funny how they always go for the nerdy gamer guys. But this is what makes the nose ring theory so complex, because if the first video were to be enough to prove that it's accurate, then all of these other videos should be enough to disprove it, right? At the end of the day, the nose ring theory is just that. A theory, an idea worth discussing. Is it true that people with a lot of tattoos and piercings tend to be a bit more rebellious, chaotic, and traumatized? Yeah, probably. But does it make them inherently undateable?
No.
Some of them are. Some of them are absolutely undateable.
And some people who don't have any of that stuff is also undateable. You know, like the whole Karen haircut and stuff too. Like there's like so many like theories and stigmas against people's appearances, I feel like. I'm sure there's stigma against people like I know that there's stigma against VTubers. There definitely is. There definitely is. Like listen, I don't know what all those are, right? But like still, I just think people just want to hate just to hate.
Not all of them. As with most things, it's a case-by-case scenario, and it's always more important to pay attention to how a person behaves or what they believe in than it is to try and find secret clues in how they look or dress. Anyway, that has been my analysis on nose ring theory. If you liked my coverage, please drop a like on the video, consider subscribing. We are so close to the big 500,000, the big 500,000 subscribers, and drop any comments that you have on the subject down below, because that also helps boost me in the algorithm and grow my channel. And if you want even more from me than you can find here, consider joining my Patreon at patreon.com.
Oh, she got a Patreon now too.
For early access to my videos,
awesome.
exclusive content, and exclusive merch that you can't get anywhere else. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the very end. I will catch you in the next one. Until soon.
That was actually pretty cool. And then the rest of it, I think, is like it's just her outro for it. Yeah, she's got a very, it's the outro. She's a spider? When did she have this? Okay, that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious what some of the comments say on this, though. Notice that she gave no actual examples of what treating her badly actually looked like. Every single man she dated was at fault, and she's never at fault. Fascinating. Unintentionally hurt you? No one would do that to you if they loved you. I don't think you know what unintentional means. True. It's so true. What an interesting video. What do you guys think about the nose ring theory? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I think for me, the thing that really gets me is that girl like looked really familiar to me, but I don't think I've ever met her personally, but I feel like I've met a lot of girls that look just like her. If you want to see the uncensored versions of these videos, then check out my Patreon where I upload all uncensored content as well as some other videos on there. And let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments below. And there's anything else you'd like to see on this channel, because I upload every single day. And with that, thank you so much for watching. And remember, everything reminds you of something. Bye!